Hidden deep in Southeast Asia lies a country shrouded in mystery, a land where spirits walk among the living, where ancient stone jars hint at civilizations lost to time, where ghostly whispers echo through jungles untouched by modern hands. This isn't a tourist trap. This is Laos, Asia's most underrated country, and today we're uncovering its strangest secrets. The land time forgot. Laos is a country frozen in time. Surrounded by giants like Thailand, Vietnam, and China, it has remained mysteriously untouched, preserving traditions that have vanished elsewhere. But this isolation has come at a cost. Forgotten by the world, Laos is now waking up. And it holds secrets few outsiders have ever seen. The Mekong River, Southeast Asia's lifeblood, carves through the country, creating a natural highway that has shaped Laotian life for centuries. But there's something else that makes Laos feel like a land from another time, the country's deep connection to the spirit world, which brings us to the spirits of Laos. In Laos, spirits aren't just Halloween decorations. They're neighbors, advisors, and sometimes troublemakers. Despite being predominantly Buddhist, most Laotians still practice Phi worship, an ancient animistic belief system where spirits inhabit everything from trees to rivers to household objects. Every Laotian village has a spirit house, a miniature temple where offerings of food, flowers, and incense are left to appease the local spirits. Neglect these offerings, and you might find yourself with a streak of bad luck. Or worse. The most powerful spirits are the Phi Fob, malevolent entities that can possess humans and cause illness or death. To protect against them, many Laotians wear amulets blessed by monks or shamans. And if possession does occur, that's when you call in the More Phi, spirit doctors who can communicate with the supernatural realm and negotiate with the offending spirit. During the annual Bunkao Padabdin festival, Laotians make offerings to hungry ghosts, spirits of those who died violent deaths or weren't properly cremated. Food is buried in the ground or hung from trees, creating an eerie landscape of offerings that supposedly keeps restless spirits satisfied for another year. If you're looking for a good mystery, Laos has one that's literally scattered across its landscape. The Plain of Jars, thousands of massive stone vessels dotting the Yangkwang Plateau, has puzzled archaeologists for centuries. Scattered across the Yangkwang Plateau are thousands of massive alien-like stone jars. Some stand taller than a person. Others weigh as much as an elephant. But what were they for? Burial sites? Or something more otherworldly? No one knows. Local legends claim they were created by a race of giants, led by a king named Kun Chung, who celebrated a great military victory by brewing massive amounts of rice wine in these stone jars. A more somber tale says they were drinking vessels for a thirsty giant who created them to collect monsoon rainwater. Recent archaeological evidence suggests they were part of prehistoric burial practices from 2,500 years ago. But many questions remain unanswered, and the atmosphere around these ancient monuments is undeniably eerie, especially at sunset when the stone vessels cast long shadows across the plateau. Adding to the site's mystique is the danger that surrounds it. During the Vietnam War, Laos became the most heavily bombed country per capita in history, with American forces dropping over 2 million tons of ordnance on this neutral nation. If you're feeling brave, Laos offers no shortage of locations that locals consider haunted. Take the old French colonial hospital in Phong Sali province, abandoned decades ago. Its crumbling walls and empty corridors are said to echo with the cries of patients who died during epidemics. Deep in the mountains of Laos lies a ghost village frozen in fear. Ban Sop Hone, a once thriving community, now abandoned. Why? Because something still lingers there. Locals swear they hear voices at night. Even natural landmarks have their spectral reputation. The Khon Phapeng Falls on the Mekong, the largest waterfall in Southeast Asia, is believed to be home to powerful water spirits that occasionally claim unwary swimmers. But perhaps the most chilling location is the Buddha Park near Vientiane. This isn't an ancient site, but a sculpture garden created in the 1950s by a spiritual mystic who combined Buddhist and Hindu imagery in bizarre, sometimes disturbing ways. The centerpiece is a 3-story concrete sphere that you can enter through a demon's mouth. Inside, you'll find representations of heaven, earth, and hell. For 9 long years, bombs fell on Laos every 8 minutes, night and day. Millions of tons of explosives, turning entire villages to dust. It became the most heavily bombed country in history. The most famous is the legend of the widow ghost of the Ho Chi Minh Trail. According to truck drivers, who still use portions of this historic supply route, a beautiful woman in white appears at night, asking for a ride. Those who stop for her find their vehicles breaking down shortly after, with the mysterious passenger nowhere to be found. In the province of Zhengkouang, locals speak of bomb spirits, malevolent entities that inhabit unexploded ordnance. They believe these spirits can influence people to disturb the bombs, leading to deadly accidents. Laos is honeycombed with limestone caves, many of which have served as sacred sites, shelters during bombing raids, or hideouts for revolutionary forces. These underground worlds have accumulated their own folklore and reputation for supernatural activity. Perhaps the most mysterious is Tham Pu Cave in Xiengkouang Province. In 1968, a single American rocket struck the cave, killing hundreds of villagers who were using it as a bomb shelter. Today, it's considered one of the most haunted places in Laos. Locals claim to hear screams echoing from the cave at night, and many refuse to enter it. A small shrine at the entrance allows visitors to make offerings to the spirits of those who died there. The spectacular Kong Lor Cave, a 7-kilometer-long natural tunnel with an underground river, is not only a geographical marvel but also steeped in legend. Villagers believe it's protected by a giant serpent spirit called a Naga, which ensures safe passage for respectful visitors but brings misfortune to those who pollute the water. Speaking of Nagas, these serpent spirits are central to Laosian mythology. Half human, half snake, they're said to control the waterways and bring fertility to the land. The Mekong River itself is believed to be the domain of a powerful Naga king. The most famous Naga legend is that of the Naga fireballs, mysterious glowing orbs that rise from the Mekong River on the Laos-Thailand border during the full moon at the end of Buddhist Lent. Scientists have proposed various explanations, from flammable swamp gas to fireworks. But many locals insist these eerily beautiful lights are the breath of Nagas celebrating the end of the monks' fasting period. The impressive Naga-shaped stupa of that Luang is said to house a sacred relic of the Buddha. Legend claims that 7-headed Nagas guarded the Buddha during his meditation, and these serpent spirits continue to protect Buddhist relics to this day. Laos isn't all ancient mysteries and spiritual wonder. The country faces very real challenges, from unexploded ordnance to environmental threats. The rapid development of hydroelectric dams along the Mekong threatens traditional ways of life and may be disturbing more than just the ecosystem. In areas where new dams have flooded ancient villages, locals report increased sightings of Phai Fob, the malevolent spirits mentioned earlier. There's also a growing black market for antiquities, with sacred artifacts being stolen from remote temples and sold to collectors. According to Laotian belief, removing these objects from their sanctified locations releases vengeful spirits that bring misfortune to the thieves and anyone who handles the stolen items. As Laos slowly opens to the world, it stands at a crossroads. The high-speed rail link with China, completed in 2021, has already begun to transform the country, bringing an influx of visitors and investment. So, is Laos truly Asia's most underrated country? I'd say yes. Not because it has the most impressive temples or the most luxurious resorts, but because it offers something increasingly rare in our hyper-connected world. Drop a comment below telling me which mysterious destination you'd like me to explore next, or share your own supernatural experiences from your travels.